looks great, lovely locks.
Yeah, we're dueling facial hair here.
There we go. He's working on a beard. Yeah. So Randy, you got a lot of amazing things here. You know, I'm a big fan of NECA. The Predators, the RoboCop that they had, Gremlins, everything, and they have a lot of new lines. Randy, is there any properties that are out here that were like iconic for you to work on that you're just so happy to see?
Yeah, there's definitely a clear favorite. I call it. It's certainly my favorite, and I would say best of show in Toy Fair this year, and that is the DC versus.
Yes.
So
yes.
We have. We started out with Ali vs Superman, which is out now, and then we debuted here and surprised everyone with Batman vs Alien, armored Batman vs Predator, and Superman vs Alien. And what it's allowing us to do is classic versions of Batman and Superman in the 6.5 or 7 inch scale, paired with a Dark Horse comic fight that happens with DC Dark Horse mashups, Warner Brothers DC properties versus Fox properties, and it's a dream come true. You know, it's like we're making our own modern day superpowers with cool aliens and predators, so it doesn't get much better.
Now it's interesting that you bring that up because that was a question of mine. We know that Mattel has kind of monopolized those DC properties, and we've seen you introduce Keaton Batman, Bale Batman, Harley over the last couple of years, where we've made it into we made it into Toys R Us, and originally they were paired up with the movies.
Right, the video releases.
The video releases. Then this year we saw it as actual releases in the store.
Right.
How has all of that worked into where now you guys are actually able to tackle those DC properties?
You know, it's been challenging. The thing is, we love DC, love the brands, love the heroes, love the characters, but we have to find these clever workarounds to do this stuff. So the Keaton was the first one that was for the 25th anniversary in 2014 of the '89 Batman film, that we were able to do that. And then we did a few other home video tie-ins, and it all worked out great. It was all just through It's all just through Toys R Us and Hastings at the time. In most cases it wasn't in the toy aisle, it was in the video aisle too. So there's all sorts of little like stipulations and caveats and things that had to happen to make it work. It's done well and it's great. It helped home video sales. Like we helped sell a ton of Batman DVDs by doing that.
Just because people wanted that
figure. It's the only way you could get it right. So like, if I remember correctly, we sold more of that DVD through Toys R Us and Hastings than like Amazon and Best Buy combined.
Hastings sold out like within a couple of minutes when you put it up originally.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a big success. However, home video sales tend to dwindle every year because everyone's just doing digital or on demand. So the video business, who knows how much longer it'll be strong enough. It certainly might not be strong enough. It's important. Adding this value-added stuff like figures makes people want to buy it, even if they have it already. So hopefully we'll do more. But in the interim, I'm always thinking bigger picture. What else can we do? And with the Ali Superman thing, I got that comic at Westfield Food Town when I was 5 years old. I've had it since '78 or whatever, you know, so it's like iconic.
And that was kind of like key at the time when you guys announced that because Ali had just passed.
Actually, we were working on it before he passed, but yeah, timing-wise, like we started working on it last January. I think he passed in April.
Yeah, he passed like a couple weeks or a month before you guys announced it, like right around that.
Yeah, so it was you know, unfortunate timing, but it had been in the works beforehand. But that pairing, since we had a relationship with Ali and the estate already, once DC was okay and Warner Brothers was okay with us doing Ali Superman, so well, what else can we do? Can we do Batman and Alien? Can we do Batman and Predator? You know, it's a higher price right now. It's like 2 figures, so you're looking at $45 instead of $20. It's going to all be window boxed. It's not blister cards.
So it's a collector packaging.
Yeah.
You can take it out if you want to put it back.
Right, exactly. And the stuff will be in the collector aisles. It won't be in a Target. It won't be in a Walmart. It will be in comic shops. It will be in Amazon. Be in Toys R Us, but just in the collector space. So because of all those you know, variables being that satisfied that we're able to do it. And hell, it's well worth it because everyone wants it. Like, I've wanted it since I read that comic in '92, you know, so here we are making it, which is awesome 25 years later. And I know our fans want it. Our fans love, our Alien and our Predator fans love Batman and Superman too, so now they get ones that they can fight instead of using, you know, a substitute from another company.
From another company with, you know, bad articulation and paint apps. I might have said it, but yeah, you guys do amazing work, amazing details, and looking at the Superman, looking at the Batman, looking at the armored Batman, they look amazing.
Thank you.
So going forward, maybe we might see a few more if there's the tie-ins.
Yeah, I mean, if the tie-ins exist, there's the precedent. It's as long as it does well. It's as long as no one gets upset about it anywhere along the way. And you know, I think it's certainly going to sell well, and the fans want it. You know, we'd have to just keep going down the line. I think what we have here are certainly the 3 best, and the 3 that would be most wanted, and especially all the success we have with Alien and Predator, it definitely makes sense to do those. The next in line probably would be something like Green Lantern vs. Alien, which happened around 2001 or 2002, and that was a pretty cool miniseries. And we've never done anything with Green Lantern. We've done some movie Batman stuff and movie Superman stuff.
Yeah, you haven't done any. It's a 1/4 scale, nothing.
So that would be real cool.
Except for head knockers. Those
yeah, I'm talking just figures. The figures is what we all care about, let's be honest. So we'll see. And then who knows if this could ever happen, but because of the announcement, of course, fans are looking at every mashup under the sun. I'm like, well, you know, Batman and the Turtles had a thing with IDW. Can you do that?
They did.
It's like, hey man, I think
even recently they had another mashup, which, you know, the Turtles, you can get Shredder in there. You know,
Shredder and the Joker teamed up. So hey, listen, it's all awesome. Let's hope so. We got to take each thing one day at a time.
One at a time, see how it
that's a different license, and then you got to get more people that are okay with that. Because you got Playmates, you got Nickelodeon, you got IDW. The more people,
more hands in the pot.
Yeah, just like this is, it's DC, it's Warner Brothers, it's Fox, and it's Dark Horse. So it's a complex thing, but it works, you know. So and it's well worth it. I spent over a year doing this, but it's worth all the effort.
I know when you showed Keaton Batman, I was like, and then we saw the 1/4 Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman and DeVito Penguin. I would love to see those shrunken down because there really hasn't been a good character or a good release of those characters.
Right. No, absolutely. You know? I totally agree, and I hope that we can do that at some point. They would kind of have to be involved in some kind of video tie-in thing again, because we're not going to, there's no comic precedent that's going to allow it to happen.
Exactly.
But I would love to do it, certainly.
You already got the molds.
Yeah, I mean, the sculpts are done. We have to scale them down and retool them at that size. Hell, I would love to. We have Ledger, we have Keaton, we have Reeve, we have West, we have Bale, you know, like video game Harley and stuff. It would be cool. You know, we started out with just Keaton 3 years ago, and now on my shelf in the office, I've got like, you know, 5 or 6 DC characters, and I'm like,
I think it's 4.
No.
I think it's 4.
No. We gotta work on some of that. We got Keaton, then we got Reeve, West, and Ledger. That's cool.
Yes, okay.
Harley and Bale.
Yes. Okay, so, I forgot about those.
Yeah, so we have a bunch. I'd love to see it grow. You know, it's so cool now that you look at it and be like, I can't believe we got to do this much of a DC. And now with these guys, with the comic stuff, you know, we have a comic version on top of it. So we start creeping up on 10, 11, 12. I couldn't be happier. You know, I wish there was a way to do it with Marvel, but
I was just gonna ask you. I know you said it has 1/4. There's no way.
No, we're locked in, and it's very restricted. And I think, you know, Marvel already has a lot of ground covered between their relationships with Diamond Select and with Hasbro, of course. So the figure territory is you know, well represented. So I hope and pray one day it could happen, but that one seems like a much tougher nut to crack.
And you guys showed off Daredevil and Doctor Strange, and
go ahead.
Those two look awesome. Daredevil, I was surprised to see that. Daredevil looks phenomenal, especially with the alternate head and the mask
and everything. And all that.
Yeah, it looks great. Speaking of video games, tie-ins and stuff like that, you guys have done a lot with the video game properties, with the Nintendo versions and everything. Right. Is there any way maybe we could see Battletoads, Bucky O'Hare,
there. There's some of those I'd love to do. Turtles is obviously like the pinnacle and the cream of the crop in that genre. I have talked to the Battletoads guys. Maybe it could happen.
I don't think Battletoads was right there with Turtles. They were kind of
it's probably the next best after Turtles, I would say, and it fits that same audience. And I have met with them. We'll see. We are continuing it. We have an arcade alien coming next, and we have another arcade thing later this year, which you'll know more about in San Diego. And then I am in discussions currently with some more console-based stuff, more 8-bit and 16-bit stuff. Nothing that I can announce yet, but some things are in the
Double
works.
Dragon, anything like that?
We'll have to wait and see. But it's not dead. Like, it's a line that we started, that I got lucky with the Friday the 13th thing we did at Comic-Con about 4 or 5 years ago, and that kickstarted
took off from there.
And exactly. And it's not going away. We'll find more reasons and ways to do it, but it's got to be the right thing. Last summer, I felt like that arcade turtle set, and arcade foot set, and the packaging and everything on, and it's like set a high bar now that anything else we do has to at least be at that level, you know.
Those were awesome. Speaking of Turtles, also, people have asked about the licensing with the Turtles. Why it's only New York Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. Is there something that you could give a real quick just breakdown of?
It's real simple. Quarter scale we can sell at retail anywhere in North America, and that's it. Anything smaller, 6-inch or 7-inch, we cannot sell at retail at all. It has to be at conventions only, a con only, and it has to be a price point of about $100 or more. So that's why you've seen sets of 4. And that's basically it. We can't sell anything else at retail. Playmates has been the partner on Turtles since day one. And
they've held that license close.
And for that reason, we don't have a lot of leeway to do much. But hey, there's enough cons. We made progress last year. We were able to get the New York stuff online for people to attend. We're not announcing what we're doing with Turtles yet for con, but there's something that blows away last year's. We will announce it later this spring. I'm going to try to make it available at both San Diego and New York, and we will make it available online during those events, not before them, not after them. But if you're home and you can't go to the con while San Diego Comic-Con's going on, you can go online and order it and have it shipped.
So it won't be a pre-order, it'll be like the day the show opens, those go live.
Yeah, that is the plan. This is not done, but this is what we are working on, this is what we are talking about. I had a meeting with Nickelodeon yesterday. The idea is we do this super incredible, earth-shattering exclusive that I can't wait to show you guys. We do it for San Diego and New York, and we sell it to everyone who can't attend online during those events and ship it. But no retail. That's off the table.
And I have one other question. I know you're busy. You see a lot of properties. You see that you're bringing back a lot of figures that we have seen in the past and just like super articulating them with the Ultimates. Are there other figures, John McClane, Die Hard, anything from those lines previously that you would like to look at, or that we are looking at?
Definitely is. I mean, I think the biggest one, we don't have it here, but the biggest one I can talk about would be high traffic area.
They don't see the camera.
It would be Chucky. So the Ultimate format has been tremendously successful, and now I've seen a lot of other companies kind of following suit and doing the same thing, so it's nice. I appreciate it. The big thing is, one, we have to still have the licenses.
What's going on here?
We have to still have the licenses for one thing, and the demand has to be there as another. So Chucky is the next one we'll be showing in the near future, which we hadn't done in years, and we brought him back, but everything's new. So it's not just like we added more articulation, the entire thing is new. It's a different size. He's got 4 heads. He's got a ton of weapons. He's got a fully articulated body. In the past when we did him, he had rooted hair. We're doing rooted hair on our doll version, but for this Ultimate figure, everything's sculpted, so including the hair. So it's a totally different thing, and it's freaking amazing. And we've done a lot of...
You know what? We don't have to do this right now.
Was 100% new. So we've done a mix. So we bring back old, give a ton of new accessories, amp up the articulation, beautiful packaging. But we also are doing some commando. It's been a mix. So the category is great. We got City Hunter and Jungle Hunter from Predator. It's a format now. We have a new Jason coming soon, and then Chucky, which is the next one that I'm like so stoked to show you guys. But we wanted to get the closed one offered, the doll version, and then we're gonna blow you away in a couple months with the ultimate thing. It's sick. I've loved Chucky since childhood.
We know you're a big horror fan.
Yeah, and Chucky's. I love that little redhead mask. He's so damn funny. I love all the movies, all the even direct-to-video stuff. Brad Dourif's amazing, and yeah, it's sick. We'll see it soon.
Oh, one last thing I really want to ask. Still no Dylan.
I get Carl to say
Carl still is playing the game?
Yes. I've talked to Carl many times over 5 years, and so far we can't reach an agreement.
I've even seen you call him out, not you, but people tag him in Twitter.
Yeah. And we've talked, we've exchanged the emails and messages. An offer has been made, it hasn't been accepted.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
He needs to do it. I mean, if you look around, Arnold, Sigourney, Jeanette Vasquez, Rico Ross for Frost, Carrie Henn for Newt, and then of course, you know, we have Bill Paxton, Michael Biehn, Lance Henriksen, Tom Skerritt, the list goes on and on. You know?
All those iconic characters.
Yeah, and we're doing it. Hey, so we've wanted to. We tried again. We tried for the 25th 5 years ago. This is the 30th. We tried again. It didn't happen. Hey, Carl's a nice guy, very successful. He's on.
He's got
on an NBC show.
Yeah, just saw the other night.
I've always loved him. I loved Apollo Creed. Loved him in Predator. I loved Action Jackson. I'd love to do a figure of him. I know he likes our Apollo Creed, which is cool. I'd do a Dylan in a heartbeat, but so far the offer hasn't been accepted.
And the Apollo Creed license, that's a different.
Yeah, the studio who has Rocky MGM has his rights, has Dolph Lundgren.
So that's why you were able to do all those figures.
For Predator at Fox, they had no one's rights. Okay. So we had to get Arnold, and we didn't get that till the 7th or 8th series. But now we're on the 17th series. I'm even showing some of the 18th series, and we don't have.
By the way, that Dio with the camouflage Predator in the back, took some awesome pictures of that. That just looks amazing.
All right, we're in a high traffic area.
I know. Everybody just keeps coming by.
Well, I got to jump to another one.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It's a pleasure. If you guys don't know, Randy's always on Twitter. Check him out. There goes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out NECA, Randy, and we look forward to seeing more awesome stuff in the future.